All right, this is my presentation on semla. It's a Swedish pastry. Semla dates all the way back to the 16th century. It is originally a plain bun that would mainly be soaked in warm milk. It was eaten before Fat Tuesday, also known as Epiphany. This is a day of feast before fasting. Swedish people then became bored of plain semla and only being able to have it on Epiphany. So they began adding sweetened cream and almond paste in the middle, almost like a sandwich, and they started eating this all year round. Here for the nutrient composition, you can see semla comes in at 500 plus calories per serving. The fats are about 24 grams and carbohydrates are around 59. Sugars come in at 48, protein 8, and fiber 4 grams. The relationship to diseases here is that since semla is super delicious and craveable, it does have some side effects. If we look back to the nutrient composition side, we saw these pastries are about 500 plus calories per bun. These are generally eaten during Fat Tuesday, and during Fat Tuesday, people are eating way more than just one in a single sitting. The amount of calories, cholesterol, sugar, and carbs really add up here, and this could lean towards heart disease and some other complications with your health. On another fact, one of the main ingredients of semla is cardamom, which is a spice made from the cardamom seed. There are some risk factors from this. Allergies are known to be prone that come with cardamom, as well as some complications with gallstones that could occur. Lastly, there can be side effects and reactions of eating cardamom while on some prescription medications. Here we're going to look at the ingredients. For the bun, it's quite simple. You need some flour, yeast, sugar, milk, butter, salt, 1 egg, teaspoon of that cardamom spice, and some water. And for that delicious cream in the middle, you're going to need 1 fresh egg, half a cup of ground almonds, and a 3/4 cup of powdered confectioner's sugar. Here we're going to look at the preparation. So the preparation, you're going to need a saucepan where you melt the butter, stir the milk, and you heat it to about 110 degrees. Then in a small bowl, you're going to dissolve the yeast to 2 to 3 tablespoons of the warm mixture. You're going to stir and let sit until the bubbles form on top of the yeast for about 10 minutes. In a large bowl, whisk together 1 of the eggs, the sugar, cardamom, and salt. Pour the remaining butter and milk mixture along with the yeast and stir until well blended. Mix the flour in a half cup at the same time until you can work the dough together into a ball. You're going to transfer the dough onto a flat surface and knead it until smooth. It's going to take about 5 minutes. The dough should feel a little wet, but if it sticks to your fingers on the countertop, add a little bit more flour. If you add too much, the buns will end up dry. The dough will need to be fully kneaded and then sliced with a sharp knife, and you'll see small air bubbles throughout. Return the dough to the bowl, cover with a clean towel, and place in a draft-free place for about 45 minutes to an hour. Good place to place it would be a pantry or even the fridge. You're going to grease a baking sheet or line a silicone baking mat, divide the dough into 12 equal parts, and roll them into the balls. You're going to place these on a sheet about 2 inches apart and cover them for about 45 minutes and let them rise. While you're doing this, preheat your oven to about 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Whisk the remaining egg and brush it on top of the dough balls. Bake for 10 to 15 minutes or until the tops are golden brown. Remove from the oven, transfer the buns to the counter, and then cover with the towel and let them cool. Now we're going to prepare the filling. You're going to mix the almonds, sugar, and you can add some lemon zest in there as well. Put them all in a food processor until they're finely ground and the mixture is stuck together. You're going to cut a circular lid off the top of each bun and set it to the side. Then cut a circular on the inside of each bun, leaving about a 1/4 inch for a border, and being careful not to cut all the way through to the bottom of the bun. Scoop out the cut portions with a spoon and put them in a larger bowl. Stir the almond mixture until well blended, then pour enough of the milk to make a filling that's thick and smooth, but not too liquidy. If you're making a few, and don't want to make the full filling for each bun, you will need about a heaping teaspoon of almond paste and 4 teaspoons of milk. Fill the buns with the filling and top with some whipped cream. Then you're going to put the lid back on, and you're going to put some of that nice powdered sugar right on top. Once we got that out of the way, now we're going to talk about the agricultural part of the spice cardamom. So it's seasonal. You're going to harvest the actual seeds from August through December, and they're going to be marketed mainly October through February. But the availability, it's widely available throughout the whole year, and it's not super expensive either, so it's not hard to come around. Sustainability, the cardamom plant is very sustainable. As of now, there are no known air, soil, or water pollution outcomes of growing this plant. So I chose Semla for the first time from a local Swedish bakery. There's a real deli part to it as well. It had the sweet almond cream right in the middle, and it was delicious. It was the best part of the whole thing. I could taste hints of the cardamom spice, which did have somewhat of a slight herbal flavor to it. It was topped with that powdered sugar, and the bun itself had a very airy texture, but it was sweet as well. I would 10 out of 10 recommend trying this pastry, and I will be going back and getting some more. My comparison to Semla bun, I'd say have to be a whoopie pie or a cream puff, which are also found in the United States here. All three of these desserts are sweet and are filled with a cream-based filling. I grew up having whoopie pies and cream puffs, so trying Semla was a little bit of a flashback to my childhood. This will 100% be accepted in our culture here in the United States. As us Americans, we love our sweets and pastries. Here's a short list of my references that I used to gather information for this presentation. Thank you.